In this 10 with Todd, we're going to talk about how to do quick on-the-fly interactive quizzes with our students using the Smartboards and their iPads, iPhones, Blackberries, whatever they have. It all starts down here in the bottom right-hand corner where we see this little yellow icon, looks a little bit like a yellow cell phone. We click on that, and we're going to go down here to where it says the Setup tool. So we're about halfway down here. We come down to where it says Setup tool. We click on that, and this is now going to set up their devices to talk to the board, which is very, very easy to do. We want to make sure that this box here is checked, the Smart Response VE, which is virtual environment. Once that's checked, that now is telling it we're wanting it to talk to iPads or telephones or things like that. And then this tells us what type of questions we're going to be able to do. So the true or false, yes or no, multiple choice. That's exactly what we're doing right now. So we make sure that both of those are, that's checked, which gives us those questions. And at that point, that's it. We accept we hit OK. We hit accept for the terms of use. And now all they have to do is on their BlackBerry, phone, iPad, whatever, they go online and they go to response.smarttech.com. And once they've entered that into their browsers, the Smart Tech website will come up. And at that point, they're ready to start talking to the boards. That's all there is to it. So we hit OK. And at this point, we go in and we can start setting up our own questions. Well, that again is very easy to do. We come down here to the bottom, again, that little yellow telephone. We click on the telephone. And this time we're going to go to the blue box right up here up on top that might say open notebook software, or in this case assessment is stopped. We click that, Smart Notebook will open up. And now we can actually go in and we're going to create a quick quiz here. So it starts up here right at the very, very top of the screen. Again, here's that little yellow telephone looking guy. We click on that and we have a couple of options. Up here, we have this little button right here, but that has a little play button right there. That'll be to play the quiz once we're ready to go. But we're not doing that. We're going to come to the one right below it down here, and that is going to be the question maker. So we click on that, and it asks to insert a question, a yes or no question, a true or false, a multiple choice, A, B, C, D. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to enter a true false question. So we're going to come here where it says instant true false, and we're just going to do a true false question here real fast. Oh, true false question. And we're going to enter it on a new page. We're going to insert a question. So we're going to come up here to the board right here. So we're going to come up here to the little yellow icon again. We're going to click on that. We're going to get a couple of buttons that open up, but we're looking for the second one, this blue one right here, which is the question maker. And we're just going to insert a question. So we click on insert question, and it asks what type of question we'd like to answer. So we'll just do a yes or no for now, but we can do multiple choice, true or false, anything. We'll just do a yes or no for right now. We click on that. We click on next. And now we simply type in what do we want our question to say. So we'll just say, is this easy to set up? Much easier to set it up than it is to type it. We've got that. We'll come down here where it says next. Click on next. We'll select the correct answer. Yes or no, or if neither answer is right, you're simply wanting to get people's opinions to see how many answer a certain way, you can always just select that this is an opinion question. So there is no right answer, it's just us assessing how many people are answering or giving whichever answers to a certain question. And in this case, obviously the answer is yes. We hit finish, and we have a question. That's all there is to it. To go set up another question, we'll go right back up here to the same little question maker box. We'll select that, insert another question, And let's this time we're going to do a multiple choice question. So we select that one, and we hit next. And we're just going to say, let's see, something along the lines of setting up a quick quiz is we go next, and now you select your answers. Now this is just a little bit tricky because you can't hit enter, you just have to go into each box. So we'll put easy, and don't hit enter, you actually click the next box. Extremely complicated. And you can set up how many answers you want to. We'll just do 3 answers. So how many choices are there? We'll just say there's only three answers there. And then we hit next, and we select what the correct answer would be. And there can be multiples. Oh. But we're just going to select easy, finish, and we have a brand new question. And now it says you have different multiple questions. Do you want to have a Smart Response title page, which means a title to your quiz? Well, let's say sure you do. So you hit yes. And now we're going to say the title of this quiz is setting up a quiz. The subject is quizzing. You can make it engineering conductor, whatever you want it to be. And we'll just set up whatever we want that to look like. And at that point, we just hit add. And now we have our very own title page to go along with that. So to make all of this work, if you come over here now to the far left-hand side of the page, you've got the different boxes. That just shows all the questions we have lined up. Different tools that we could drag in. We could drag pictures and things into the quiz if we want to. We'll talk about those later. But again, down here, now we have that same little icon showing up down here. Well, that's now the quiz section, where we can actually set up the quiz to begin taking that. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, all right, I can come back up here to the pages and look at each one of my pages individually, either by clicking on the page or by browsing back and forth with the arrow keys up here. But now that we're ready to take the quiz itself, now we just simply hit the little quiz button right down here, the quiz page, open that up, and where it says start this assessment right now, we're going to start that assessment. But we have a couple of different things we can do. We can look at what the properties are of the question, what does it look like, and here all questions answered at their own pace. We can be the ones who display the question, which means they can't see anything we're not showing them. Or if we select that, if we select all questions at their own pace, what that means is that the quiz shows up on their iPad in its entirety, and they can answer at their own speed, which is pretty slick. So once we've got that done, we simply can, again, at properties or under progress or anything else, we're going to hit this little part that says start this assessment right now. And when we click that, there'll be one more box that opens up. And that box is going to be right here. We'll get a page that says this is their login information to the quiz. On the assessment ID box on the website that they're looking at on their iPad, they simply enter that 6-digit code. For right now, there's also a student ID. We're not going to use that yet, but that will be their PIN down the line. But for right now, we'll just go with anonymous quizzing. They enter that, they hit submit, and they are now off and running taking the exam. And as they finish, right here, this will change to 1 person has finished, 2 of 30 have finished, 5 of 30 have finished, until they're all completed out. And once that's done, we then just hit stop, setting up the quiz, And the results will then appear right here in the form of a bar graph. And we'll talk about that a little later so we understand what we're actually looking at. But that's all there is to setting them up and getting them executed. And in the next 10 with Todd, we will talk about how to take a look at the results and what to do with those results once you have them.